Okay, hello and welcome. I'm hoping the sound is all good. It looks like it might be, but hopefully it is. But yeah, so I know this isn't the last chapter of One Beat Heart. This is the game that I was saying last time that was gonna be releasing Saturday, but it released early. So instead of having to wait to Monday to stream it, I can stream it today. So I'm really excited about this. So basically what this is that um it's basically, so my friend, they have a webcomic called Unconditional Fate, and a bit ago, season one of it ended. So this is basically supposed to be a celebration of that. Um, so yeah, and if you wanna, I did make a command. Let me just type that out. Exclamation point UF. You can see where to get the game and also the itch.io page and also the where you can read the comic. But yeah, um, I but yeah, so I'm really excited for this. And also, I did sprites. See, these are my sprites that I made. So I was commissioned to do them. You'll be starting off with Vanille. However, if you like, you can switch between playing as either Alice or the kitten crab. All you have to do is walk on them and walk up to them, and they will switch with you. Only Vanille can ask to switch if you want to play as a different character. There may be a difference in dialogue. If you'd like to experience that, overall the experience should be similar to one another. Possibly, maybe. Once you picked who you like to play as, you can leave by interacting with the pearl on the bottom right. You cannot come back here once you leave, so please make sure you pick the right person before leaving. Have fun and explore a little. I know it's much in the environmental aspect, but please keep in mind this is just for fun and made to celebrate the little things. Do you like? Yeah. I think I already mapped these ones correctly. Yeah. This is, yeah. And this is the menu. Yep. I have mapped them all correctly to my controller. Okay, so this is kind of a little critique of me, but like, I'm not too happy with how these side animations look. Like the front ones and the back ones I actually really like, but like I'm not really. I don't know. I guess for future, it's something I should work on. Um. Oh, you want to go as want me to go instead? Alternatively, I actually like this though. Like this, Alice I think turned out really good. His side animations. Um, and also I really like the kitty crabs ones too. Like, I think these all turned out really good. Okay, so what my plan is, hi little guy, I got it, no worries. So what my plan is going to be, is I want to do one playthrough of with each of them. So we're gonna start with Vanille since he's the main character. I know there are secrets that you have to find, but I don't know where those are, or how you get them. But yeah, let's start this. Are you ready to go? Yep. When you're done, please exit at the top left of this map, next to Alice's room, to end the game. Oh, you can't get over there. Okay, I'm not sure which one is. Oh, maybe that. Okay. No, it's left. Should be over there then. I think. I guess we'll see. Oh, don't forget to go to the top left next to Alice's room. Okay, yeah, it is the left room to end the game. These. Okay, so I was only commissioned to do the one kitty crab, but I decided to like just make some extras for fun, and Akra decided to put them in the game. Find the Ben. I mean, if to skip this area. Okay. Okay. I'm your Easter egg counter. There are a total of 3 Easter eggs. There's no reward for finding them, just here to help you know if you found them or not. Let's see how many Easter eggs you have left to find. There's 3 Easter eggs left. Okay, so Agro has talked about the Easter eggs. Learn more about dragons. Let's not do that right now. So Agro has talked about them, but I have no idea what they are or how to find them. That's something they've kept a secret. Do you know about unconditional fate? You wish to, okay. And we'll look at these once I'm done looking around. Okay, the witches. Oh, that's the Easter egg one. Okay, I guess, let's see. Let's do this one first. The dragons. Thousands of years ago, dragons and humans lived in harmony. Dragons were created for the sole purpose of protecting humans. It was their only purpose to serve and protect the humans. However, because of the greed of humans and their nature to experiment, they turned against them. The humans learned that the scales of a dragon can transform any single thing to whatever they desired. The disgusting humans drank the blood of their protectors to heal the most fatal of wounds and illnesses. Such a powerful creature meant to help became the prey. Seeing several of his kind die, one Dragon King took all of his pups and fled among the wilderness in caves, but the humans only wanted more and sought them out. Despite their design to protect the humans, the dragons resolved to only protect themselves. For years the two races fought, but that one Dragon King was growing weaker and weaker by the day. With his pups dying every day, and his children nearly born, that Dragon King requested a meeting with the Human King and issued their Hi, Acro. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, and I'm really excited to be playing this. I'm gonna be looking for all the Easter eggs too. I'm gonna find them. Hopefully, at least. That Dragon King requested a meeting with the Human King and issued their scavenge. However, the next day, he was only met with the Knights of the Kingdom. Unable to keep the hordes of dragons away, Dragon King cursed the humans in his dying breath. May the waters overflow and flood your kingdom. And neighbors. He muttered fiercely before his eyes fluttered shut. The humans desecrated his body and shared it among themselves and their king. If the humans refused to listen, then the god of witches would be the one to do so. With this, the god of wishes fulfilled the dragon's wish and expanded the waters with a month of endless rain. Seeing them suffer, the gods descended to make amends. The dragon pleaded for a new place to reside. The deity said, Because of your kind king, I granted his wish, and in return, I will place you where humans cannot see nor hear you, but hear this. If any of you desire to become visible to a human, you can never return home and be with your kind ever again. The moment you break this contract, you break the security that your king fought for. Oh? Ooh. What is this? Also, Akra, I don't know if you saw, I also made a little command. They were very sociable with humans. They even participated in parties if their master allowed it. They were omnivores before the contract. The dragons could live up to 300 or to 400 years, the average lifespan being around 300. These dragons enjoyed racing in the skies and making weird shapes in the clouds. These particular dragons mated for life. Dragons could have up to 6 pups. Oh. Okay, that's just gonna be the same. Okay. Which one was this? Oh. Is this just gonna be information for the comic itself, or... Let's see. So you actually wanted to learn about how UF was made, huh? Get a snack because it's gonna be a long one, buddy. Just as a warning, there are potential spoilers. Originally, UF had 5 to 6 rewrites, and the first few versions followed Alice. With Alice present, I wanted Alice to fall in love with Vanille for his kindness, which wasn't well represented in the first few versions. Alice had 6 spiritual assistants and actually had a home that Vanille visited after escaping from the palace. Later versions reduced him to having 2, Belle and Angelo, whom you will see later as side characters instead of assistants. Because of the story began with Alice, I realized while writing that it felt like Alice was in a cult, talking about God and the like, and often referring to ways of how he was restricted to God's ways. I also felt as though Vanille's interruption made me feel less sympathetic for his reasoning as to why he was here to begin with. Vanille was prone to lying in the first few versions that began with Alice. I felt as though if I was a reader, I'd be very upset at this character for often lying and never having to face the repercussions of manipulating the situation to get whatever he wanted. While I had desired him to be more naive, it made him more of a villain in Alice's story than someone who Alice would cherish being around with. The original goal was to get these two to like each other, but Alice is an honest person and most certainly hates to be around a liar. In perhaps the second rewrite, Vanille had destroyed Alice's home, not because he was angry, but was tricked by a crab or something. It was either that or Cyril, Vanille's dad, had come to this particular place and crushed it down. I'm saying this from memory. Anyway, it destroyed his home and Alice hated Vanille even more after that. How do you guys see what I mean when I say that then is just the main antagonist? These little These little doodles are also very cute and funny. Because the story had Vanille this way, and Alice's version of events being rather culty should mention that he was technically still in a cult in his past, in the current version. I began to experiment with Vanille's story instead of Alice's. When I began writing from Vanille's perspective, I did make him lie sometimes, in terms of protecting himself. Even in the current version, Vanille mostly extends the truth to his dad only. As you can clearly see, his freedoms aren't generally respected. Vanille's mate in the old version had to marry Miles, yes, this guy right here. Miles is supposed to betray Vanille a little bit after the whole gel incident, by obviously already having another mate and not telling Cyril of it. And then eventually Alice was meant to raid the kingdom, but it would have prolonged the story, and the whole Miles incident would have also ended up being filler, despite how I wanted Ven to trust no one. Besides, the endgame ship should be Alice and Ven. Even in these versions, I was unsure how Vanille would come across Elias. I believe it was the previous version of the current version that this issue was resolved and being thrown into a scavenge, but being lost was after saving Elias. He eventually came across Miles, who was having an affair, making Ven furious. I think this version also had the ceremony happen before the scavenge, which is why they were arched together. I also think this version had Vanille as anxious / cowardly, but obviously there were points where he wasn't anxious, and even had the nerve to talk to people just fine and express his feelings despite being anxious. I'm so scared, and then suddenly telling Miles off for being a two-timer. This previous version also had a really dumb scene that went on for almost 3 chapters about a game called Ultimate Seashell, in which it's just Ultimate Frisbee with narration of what you see in a sports anime. I actually think sports animes are boring, so for me to have added this made me extra bored. I reminded myself not to add such a dumb scene in since it was a lot of action to draw and obviously unfun in this scheme of things, as I really don't enjoy sports animes as manga. Alice was barely present in this version, as I wrote it to where he was sneaking around in the castle, because I found a lot of issues with this version. Wrote it again. This is the one you guys are reading. I don't think Alice was nomadic in any of these versions until this current one. Alice also didn't have a strong backstory until this version either. I should mention that this version, in this current version, there are still revisions being made along the way. For example, chapter 12 was completely unplanned, but it made sense working with Alice's backstory. I'm trying my best not to spoil too much here with that information, but I feel like the impact of Alice's story will hit harder with it, and an even greater reasoning as to why Alice and Ven were meant to be. But good luck with us actually getting there, right? That won't come anytime soon. And the realization of it probably won't even happen until season 3. Good luck till then, you and me. Okay, let's see what the next one is. There's this middle one, but there was also one down here, I thought. Yeah, here it is. More people. So I'm assuming this is probably going to be a continuation of the dragons one. Because dragons were accustomed to human society for centuries, it's only natural for the god to create a similar environment for these dragons. Since there are no humans underwater, the only way to get them to adjust to their new residence was to recreate a society amongst their kind. With permission, the god had rewritten their lives, from what they looked like to their societal manners. It was almost similar to humans. However, they were not allowed to sleep, as they were to protect the water made for them. Finding food would only cause them to roam the ocean, as well as excrete their waste. The god took away their flesh and created the corals with them. Like this, the dragons were able to live the way they liked, away from humans in danger. The god gave them their new names, merpeople, so as to not associate them with their previous lives of being protectors of humans. Any study related to the human language and mannerisms were to be discarded. The first generation were capable of creating their own separate homes and living in peace with one another. However, the corals could be consumed by strange creatures, thus creating a particular cave of anomalies in the ocean. Some fish grew big, while others changed their shape and form to their liking. Because of the increasing difficulty of dwindling people and corals, the merpeople set a society in which the strongest would protect their lives, thus creating a monarchy. As long as the king would protect them, they would let him have what he liked. While docile at first, there were requests to improve their aggressive nature, to at least protect their life source. Since not all of the dragons within the Mers was depleted, the god allowed them to revert to their original form. But it wouldn't be easy, as those may be ambitious with power would overuse it. So the specific setback of scratching their pearls with their strongest emotion was issued for those who were eager to become king. If your emotions were to ever be for malicious intent, the pearls will hurt and break if it's truly how Mers felt. Later generations would come to keep the history of humans despite being told to never keep it. However, the Mers believe history would repeat itself were they not to keep it, and often retell the fatal way of life if it were to become fascinated with humans. And in spite of reminding humans of their selfish ways, the offsprings of the king were allowed to destroy what humans brought to their home. Ooh, more orbs. Other regions may be open to polygamy and even finding a second mate if the first mate has passed. However, Royal Pearl is sworn. Most often, when a Mer has a mate, it is for life. Among the first few generations, some Mer people did not agree with the king what the king assigned, and fled to different parts of the ocean to create their own kingdoms. As such, the god they worshipped often offered to change their look and life source to follow their own ways, so long as their king was not malicious. If a Mer falls asleep for more than 3 minutes, they will turn into sea foam. Oh, I thought they couldn't even sleep at all. A Mer can choose to eat, but it has no use for it, nor does the digestion process occur at all. Most likely it will fall straight through them. Liquids, on the other hand, can coat the pearl. Mer people do not have children's bodies when they are born. Their state of infancy and childlike behavior is shown by the color of their eyes. Rainbow eyes are very common until the pearls reach 20. Their main eye color starts to show for a year. Starts to show for a year, yet can still be mixed on occasion. The eye colors become completely solid when they are 21, making them young adults. Anywhere above 20 cannot pick a mate younger than 20, unless the choice to mate was made before the 20th year. Being on the region, the average age gap between them can't be more than 4 years apart. Some other regions, such as the West, are alright with 6 years between the two mates, but some regions, such as the South, will only allow 3. Regardless, a mer person in his 30s cannot be with a mer that is 20, and a mer that is 20 cannot be with a... I'm assuming that's supposed to be a mer, but it's cut off at that part. That is 16. If they have met after the mer is 20, the only grace period is if the mer was 19 and met prior to 20. They were obligated to host a celebration that allows others to know as proof. This is why celebrations of two mates among families are required to be honored. Become a dragon is a secret form for kings, /princesses, heirs only. Knights are aware of the process, but are not allowed to participate in its training unless they are appointed as an heir. Becoming a dragon... Did I accidentally click on the same one? The knighting process requires a mer to go through rigorous training for 2 years. The training generally requires them to go through areas that have hostile sea creatures and sometimes even witches. Once they have proven themselves strong, they were forced to turn their pearls into that sturdy gemstone that adorns their armor. The color of the gemstone reveals their rank. The warmer the color, the higher the rank. Blue is the lowest, yellow is the highest. Green, however, is the only color that doesn't exist in the ranking system. Different regions have different identifying features for different things. For the East, the lines on the design represent their physical strength. With 2 colors present, it means they are very strong and can perform many exercises for hours before becoming exhausted. Regeneration is faster for them as well. Single colored lines represent weak frame and cannot be as easily recovered as those with two colors. Let's see. What did I... Let's... Oh? Okay, I think this one might be broken. It might... maybe? Oh, is it this one? Yeah, no problem. There was one other issue I saw with this. Let me see if I can find it again. See right there, where it says, cannot be with a... I think that got cut off a little too. The little mer at the side there. Yeah, but it's fine. Yeah. So was this supposed to say something, or is it just like there for symmetry? Oh, okay. Okay, no problem. I do plan to replay this as each character, so like when I come back to it, I'll be able to see it. Now about the witches. Witches are of human descent. The first person to mate with a sea creature is unknown. Despite that, mating with sea creatures is not heard of, but certainly looked down upon. Mating must be between two humans. Biologically, it is impossible for a human or creature to conceive a child with the creature as their original form. With the creature as a human, it is consensual when both the creature as a human and the human desire to fornicate. Other than that, sea witches cannot be conceived unless the specific procedure has taken effect. In terms of human witches, they are not allowed to choose to become a witch. A witch is born with their ability. However, sea witches are forced to become witches, and the moment they are born, whether or not the human is of a witch descent. Shunning by both their own kind and humans, it's a course of nature to be thrown into a life. Oh, that one seems to be cut off too. I'm assuming it says witchcraft though. Because as the god of kindness, they implemented a system for these poor creatures. Yeah, it's fine. It's not something that can not be easily fixed. You don't have to say sorry about it. It's fine. I can read it at least. That's good. Yeah, and, you didn't do like beta testing either, so like things fall through the crack a lot of the time. Because of the god of kindness, they implemented the system for these poor creatures to attain a reward if they were to help those in need. In exchange for their work, they were given a boost in either their strength or more knowledge. The witch's nature is to simply help those in need, but because of the ward system in place, the sea witches of high power have forced the other witches into submission, and only favor those in their own graces to be promoted to their status. Good deeds are forced upon the desperate individuals with a contract, and after completion, the ward was given. Seeing this, the god of kindness left it to the witches to handle. While the witches can no longer obtain strength or new answers, the god of kindness keeps their eye on them. And if the witches they see is truly kind, then perhaps there could be a reward. Okay, that sounds like it might come into play in the story at some point. Which society beauty standards are based on how close to human they look. They focus more on human looks than they do. Hi, Fishbone. Focus more on human looks than they do on creature looks. Legs are the most attractive feature, and having so makes you beautiful to a witch. However, you cannot rise to the top of witch society on just looks alone. Strength is also important. Fortunately, you may receive better treatment if you look more human in their standards. The kinder you are, the less likely you'll advance in witch society. You are rewarded for mischievous behavior and proof of how strong you are by fighting others. Whether the fight was warranted or not, as long as you stand out on top, that's what matters most. While being the strongest is the most admirable, if all you do is pick fights and lose every single one, you are seen as stupid and weak. There are ways to be on the top of witch society, however, it is solely based on who is at the top will accept you as you. Top witches will generally pick out of favoritism, and they must compete with each of the top witches in a battle. If they can beat the majority, they're at the top. If they can barely beat them, then they're not considered to be part of the top witches. There are 6 top witches. You must defeat 4 of the 6. However, Witch Sachi was defeated in Chapter 4 of this comic by Cyril, leaving only 5 of them. Witch Lexi, Witch Friday, Witch Alicia, Witch Kira, and Witch Mantra are who remain in the top of the Witch Society. I'm assuming those are also going to probably be characters we meet. I think you did talk about Mantra. That's the Manta Ray Witch, right? Witch Society is the shape of a pyramid. Those at the top hold the most power and say, while witches at the bottom must do what the top say. Witch Society is a place filled with witches, but it is not the only place the witches can reside. Not all witches are part of Witch Society. A witch's lifespan depends on their species. Most times it depends on their human lifespan instead. Witches can range with any creature. Some witches cannot see mer people as how they like to be seen. Instead, they see silhouettes and the direction in which their waves flow. Each witch has their own specialty in magic. You can think of all the 5 elements, but there are witches that have their own niche. As such, Alice is proficient in transformation potions. Some may be healed in healing, and even sometimes be simple as singing. Maybe they are great at crafts instead of making potions. Each witch has their own thing. Witches cannot conceive with other witches. They can still mate, but cannot have children. Their anatomy is too complex to bear children. This adoption is very popular among couples who wish to care for children. For entertainment, witches like to hold tournaments. There are also drama theaters and even a stage to perform bands or singers. Reading is also a pastime that witches like. Witches outside of Witch Society are far and few in between. It is a lonely road if you are banished or chose to leave. Oh, this is the exit. Okay, I think there was only one more, I think, on this side, or maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, we get go directly to them now. So I don't know. I don't remember where the thing is that you unlock to go up. Oh, wait. Oh, we can go up there now. Oh. Okay. I thought you had to find something, but I guess you had to listen to all of them. I'm also trying to click around, just in case this is where like any of the Easter eggs are. okay. Was that the... Because I remember you clicking something whenever you were testing. Is that what that's supposed to be? I don't remember where it was, though. So I'm assuming the Easter eggs are not out in this area, because I think I've... Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think the Easter eggs would be out here, because I think I've clicked on literally everything. Because this one's the end game one, right? Is it set on the top left? Alice. Like right here? This thing? I might, because I've already did this area, I might not be able to get it. You'll learn more about him in the comic. Do you want to go in? Yes. Oh. Oh, they have little profiles. I didn't know you did this. Yeah, that's what I thought. Solitary individual that seeks to become an octopus. His speciality in magic is transformation and illusions, pneumatic. Okay, no worries. These are what the humans call an anchor. They throw these bad boys down to keep their ships from moving. I kinda want to carry one, but get a bit of a workout before I head out again. Wonder why he has such a big clam here. Maybe he likes to use it for potions. Another human storage container. Just the big old rock. Bunch of human storage. What a pretty pearl. Black pearls are rare to find, but I heard that if you prey upon it as if it were yours, a strange creature will emerge from it. Coral, I think? I have no idea what this is. Pokes it. I assume if we play as Alice, we'll probably learn a little more about this stuff. think I might actually be stuck on here. Wait, am I actually... Uh-oh. Oh no. I think I may have actually broken it, because I can't get out of this. Yeah, I think... Yeah, I think I just broke it. I think I broke the game. I don't know how, though. Yeah, I might just have to... What does the surface do? Let me try this. Oh wait, that shut the game down completely. Oops. Oops, oops, oops. Okay, one, I'm gonna make a save here. Okay, and we're gonna do this to... There it is. Okay, so gotta be careful with that then. And okay, I think I looked at everything in here. Okay, who is next? Vanilla? No, Prince of Pearl, great at strategy, but prefers to daydream instead. Desire to be with Elias Forthright, a prince on the surface. Oh no. Oh no, I think... Okay, there. Okay. I hate this spot. It doesn't look like there's much in his room. Okay, who's next? Melly? How strange. This one doesn't have a frame. A typical mirror. I think this frame is supposed to go on that mirror. With that one down there. Okay. She's kind and caring and willing to do what it takes to make sure everyone is alright. Despite her kindness, she's very powerful. I mean, what else could it really be? It's a log. You can sit on it, I guess. A nice place to sit. The mirror was put together. Would you like to learn more about Nelly? Sure. He never ever thinks about what I want, nor what I like, but he knows my sisters so well, doesn't he? Here, a necklace for you, Marina. Take this lance, Francine. This is quite the impressive vase, isn't it? It'd be perfect in your garden, Vera. And what about me, Dad? Yes, here's a quill. I need you to study harder. Despite his rough exterior, he was always kind to my little sisters. I wished he'd show me the same. So I broke it. Oh, Melly, that voice. I almost always felt weak hearing it, despite how kind it sounded. Mom. She'd reach out her arms and hug me. There's something special I want to show you. Follow me. I remember her telling me to shut my eyes as she held my hands. We'd wade through a few corals, and before I knew it, she said, "Now open your eyes." There was a glowing rock. It showed my mom's face, and mine as well. What is it? It's a mirror, dear. With it, you can summon almost anything from the world. She placed her finger over the mirror and whispered to the rock. It lit up, shining brightly before dimming, within it revealing a strange green ocean. My eyes lit up, leaning in desperately to see what was within this ocean. Then a particular shark with brown moss all over it appeared. I'd wade through the forest and prickle seaweed with its offspring. Something so different yet so endearing. The way the shark would eat the fish with its young. This is the bear. I turned my gaze over to her. You know, the bear is a symbol of courage and strength. On the surface, this creature is feared by humans, but it's only trying to protect what it loves. It is the duty of the king to love and protect what he holds dear. Strength comes from the love you have. Even with such kind words, I can't help but become a little bitter. Mom always knows what to say, and even with her understanding nature, I couldn't help but feel as though she was allowing Dad to treat me differently. And though my mom and I talked for hours, I didn't believe that mirror could truly summon anything we desired, as we only witnessed strange creatures above the surface. When we left the room, I bitterly muttered to the mirror, and I wish someone else would take my place after all. Why would I ever be happy taking over a place I could not love? I want to be free like a whale, one in which the open seas do not stop to conventional means. Within a few days, as I studied, the mirror granted my wish. His name shall be a beautiful white flower. He'll be your new king. I'll finally be able to do what I like. As we gathered around and introduced ourselves to our new little brother, Granny whispered to me, "Now, don't think you're off so easily. You'll do what you like, but in return, you'll need to spend hours a day with me." I don't understand. I didn't understand it then, but I think Granny knows it'll still be king. Still be king, no matter how hard I try. It was nice being free for a bit. It's been about 7 months since Vanille was born. Dad stopped trying to get me to work as much, and I finally got to talk to my family more. Rena is always cooped up in her room, though, and Francine always wants to fight. Vera is always messing with my mom's things to the point where the stuff is boring to look at now. Even so, I enjoyed my freedom. That was until I saw how Vanille carried so much stuff. He looked like he was struggling. I realized then he was never really allowed to go out or socialize with us. He was always staring us out out the window when we were playing or passing us without a word. When he was first born, I remember how excited he was to meet everyone, even after the first day. He took us as a he told us he was so happy to have a family. But when I look at him now, he seems almost confused and lifeless. Oh, I remember when Grandpa was still around to teach me. He was always nice and let me have breaks when I needed it. He let me play with Marina when I asked, and even when Mom went shopping, he would laugh about me slacking up, but always let me go. When Grandpa died, Dad took over and it wasn't the same since. Dad was always forceful and would push me to my breaking point sometimes. He'd isolate me when I wanted to do something else. He told me I'd end up like my grandpa if I didn't do my work. Even with Granny, she always needed me to work an hour a day. Dad was your entire life if you studied under him. I'm a bad sister. I wish for this, and now he's stuck with it. For a while, I was happy saying, "I'm so glad it's not me," but I'm so selfish of thinking that Vanille won't experience the exact same thing. I didn't change anything. Problem was just got passed on to someone else. I made someone else suffer because of my own problems. I got to at least experience life outside of that strict regimen, but Ven hasn't had any of that after the day he was born. When I was there, no one asked me how I was doing or checked to see if I needed anything. That's why I'm gonna make sure Vanille has someone to talk to. I'm going to be there for him. Whatever he asks for, I'll do it for him. Do you want some help, Vanille? He looked at me and looked away, lifeless, just like how I felt back then. Oh, he swam past me, but I caught up to him and took a few things off of him. He looked confused and I smiled. You don't have to do it alone. I'm here too. He looked sad and hesitant. But Dad, it's okay. I'll help you all day. And if Dad says anything, I'll tell him I wanted to do it. You can't tell me off if I want to do it. He nodded and we both swam together. I'm the one responsible for that look in his eyes. It's my fault, so Ven, Leave it, leave it, leave it to me to take care of you while you're here. I'll work hard with Granny, so when it's time, I will step in and take your place, like I always meant to. Aw. A typical mirror. Left mermaid statue. Right mermaid statue. Oh no, oh no. Oh no, no, no. I think it got stuck again. Oh. Oh well. Let me get this. Let's redo do the thing. Yeah, it's a weird glitch sometimes when you open the profiles, it like, for some, I don't know, it just doesn't let me get out of them sometimes. Honestly, I should probably just make a save before I open up the profiles. That'll probably like be the safest bet, instead of having to redo all of these. Okay, let's put that one there. Ellie's been obsessed with mirrors since we were kids. I think it's really neat to see all the things she could summon from them. Okay. So does Melly not have a mini game with? I guess not. While trying to look around. Okay, who's next? Marina? Save before touch the... Great at making potions, but dislikes humans. She loves her family very much, enjoys her studies. Okay, there, good. Oh no. Oh no, I hope it's not. I hope it doesn't continue to do the disconnecting thing. Can I just wait like a minute before? Okay, I think it might be good now. I'm not entirely sure. Um, So, oh, Acro, so one thing, I do want to mention, since you weren't here when it happened, but whenever so, so it first happened in Alice's room, but when I opened his, profile, I got, like, stuck on it, and it wouldn't let me go, so I had to restart. And then the same thing happened in Melly's room with the profiles. Like, I don't entirely know why it got stuck on them, but it doesn't happen all the time though. Like, sometimes when I click them, I'm able to also click off, like, like this, and then click off. But sometimes it does get stuck. Please, my family is sick. I need a potion. Oh. Okay. Please, I'm dying. I need a potion. That's okay then. Yeah, what I'm doing now is I'm making a save before I click on the things. Obtain healing potion recipe. Making a healing potion and give it to the statue of your choice. We can only give it to one. Look in your key items for the healing potion recipe to see how many of each item you'll need. Once you have all the items, return here to make the potion. See how many you can make. Let's see. 8 fiber corals. 5 Crane Ridge kelp. 10 marin. 8 pieces blooms. Okay, let's make another save. Found kelp. Couldn't find anything. Okay, you can click on them multiple times. So I'll have to go back onto the other side then. Okay. Oh, you can still get. Oh, okay. So after it says you didn't find anything, it also you can still get more stuff from it. Is this infinite or do these eventually run out? Yeah, that's what I was planning on doing. Okay. Let's see if... So I want to make 2 of them. Okay, so 8 fiber corals. Okay, we have way more. 5 kelp. Yeah. 8 marin. 10. 10. We need more marin. And 8 peace blooms. Okay, we need more marin and peace blooms. Get 20. That's good. And marin. Still need 3 more of those. Okay, got it. Okay, now save before doing this. Okay, I do want to write this down. So, 8 coral, 5 kelp, 10 marin, 8 blooms. Okay. Are you supposed to make them at the same time, or... Because I was going to make them one at a time. I didn't even click anything. Oh, I thought there was going to be like a mini game for it. Okay. Both statues were given their own potion. Both give their thank you by creating a mirror, together as an offering. Would you like to know more about Marina? Sure. The ocean is my home. No one appreciates this place more than I do. It's filled with such beautiful life and so much wonderful places to explore. Its vast nature should be adored. But the humans only treat it with disrespect. The fish is all that they spear and capture. They throw their garbage here, licking their putrid waste, and even tossing their own people over. I'm disgusted with them. As I watched these humans float away on their boats, I want them all to drown. Let these let these humans drink the water of their home. I do not welcome them. Marina, aren't you being a bit too cruel? I shook my head. They started it. Mom would look disappointed in me, as if I was a monster, despite how much she loved those disgusting creatures. I always hated her for siding with them. Her story will repeat itself. Humans are only kind when it suits their needs. Therefore, I will never ever help a human, even if they were to beg. I would never let them live. Call me heartless, call me anything you like, but the sacrifice for us to even be here is precious. I want nothing more than to stay here in my home. No one understands the ocean more than me. Granny told me that one day a sea witch would become part of our family. Would you agree with that? Did she know? Did she know all that? I shift my gaze over to her. Really? Is that so? Granny is always right when it comes to fortune telling. The only thing is, she doesn't know who it's gonna be. Okay. It might be Francine, Vanille, Alexandria, or you. I shake my head. I would like to marry. I would never marry a sea witch. I mean, love comes in mysterious ways. Well, if anyone, it'll be Vanille. Oh, you think so? He's pretty much like you. Oh, come on. Just 'cause I have Vivian? You two like to experiment all the time. It wouldn't be hard to imagine. Then what would you think of a sea witch being your new in-law? I'm sure they'll be just as sweet as Fen is. Yes, even if it was a witch, they can't possibly be bad if they were part of our family. Unlike Mom, who would leave us behind for those wretched creatures. Let's see who's next. Francine. Okay, make the save. Although blunt and stubborn, she prioritizes family and physical strength. Wickedly strong, but sometimes lacks the strategy of her goals. Good, we were able to exit out of it. Present me a sword, and then I shall knight you. Oh, make a sword? You'll need a pickaxe to mine the ore. You'll need 3 iron ores, 1 log, and 2 gold ores. Okay, let me write that down. 3 iron, 1 log, 2 gold. Look in your items for the sword recipe if you forget how much you need. Once you have all 3 of the items, go to the table near the fire. Okay, pickaxe. Oh. No. Okay, so let's see. 3 iron. I'm assuming this is the iron. Well, that's gold. Okay. And what is this? Just a rock? That's gold. There's iron. There's more gold. There's a lot of gold. Not enough iron. Okay, I think that's the iron we need. And a sword. Is this a fire? Wow. I'm not gonna put my hand in there if you think I'm gonna. Well, maybe just a bit. Oh. Um. Do it. Ow. Well, that was dumb. I'm not gonna do it again. I want to see what the other options did. Okay, might come back, like reload the save in a bit. Actually, maybe just let's make that and then. Let's see. You know, you can't stop me. Ow. That was so totally worth it. Okay. Let's see what the I'm assuming the last one's probably going to be very similar to that. I just like seeing just all the options you can do in games usually. Up to you. Probably smarter not to. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's reload this one. Sword is presented to the seat. Would you like to know more about Francine? Yes. You can't just let people swim all over you. Alexandria is curled up, afraid to even look at me. I huffed, grabbing her arm. Tell me who it was. Tell me. She refused to look at me. Fine then. I'll go and find out myself. I swam to the mirror. I take my pendant and press it against the mirror. Is this, tell me who messed with my sister's Alexandria today. Is this supposed to be Melly's mirror, or is it a different one? The mirror glows, and I smirk. I'll show them. I'll swim over and grab a shard of glass. The next day, I'm out in the city with my sister and grandma. I'll find those stupid kids. Okay. So, do the mirrors like basically do the same thing though? Or do they all like do different things? While my sister was wandering about with Granny, I swam off. I swim off. I know. Okay. I know their family works at that flimsy shop, so I barged in. I use it. Everyone is frightened. The two who bullied her look away. I pulled out the glass shard and hastily swim towards them. I swing my arm, and all of a sudden I strike something bright and get pushed back. Alex is there, and I get up. What the hell are you doing? Don't do it. This isn't right. What they did isn't right. They should be... You shouldn't be protecting them. Even then, it's wrong. Hurting them back won't solve anything. As if they learned... As if they'll learn from that. I dusted myself off and brandished the glass shard. If they hurt another person, they're just gonna let them get away with it? By that logic, it's okay for you to hurt them for hurting me. Sometimes they need a taste of their own medicine. Mess with the wrong one, and you'll surely find out. And are you gonna hurt me, despite me being here? I won't hurt you, Alex. I break my mirror shard and appear next to the boys, smashing them in. Alex is frantic and tries to pull me away, and I push her back with my pressured energy. Two are shouting for help, but the entire shop is in a frenzy, and everyone is moving away as these two are punished by my hands. I'll take a few sharp stabs and stab it in them. Alex is silent. Once I was done, I threw my shells down to the owners for the damages. Did she actually kill them? Did she scratch their pearls with the glass? I swim away and Alex followed after. She's huffing and fuming, but I don't care. At least they won't bother her anymore, and if they do, they'll suffer much worse. Okay, so they're not dead. Everybody calls me a hothead, but that's far from the truth. I just think everyone spends too much time sugarcoating things. Get to the point already. Sometimes it has to be rough and rowdy to get things across. Yet even I know what I did wasn't completely right, but I feel like I'm the only one who will fight for it. Everyone lets them step all over them, but why is it I have to be the one to look like a serpent? If I have to look like one, then maybe it's alright if it means innocent people won't get hurt. I can take the punch. I can roll with it, but with that comes a large target on my back. A few days later, those same boys brought their friends, and they all grabbed me. I pushed and tugged myself away, but there's too many hands. I'm kind of surprised that people they aren't afraid to do this to the royals. They pulled my hair and beat me repeatedly. Before I know it, they throw me in a cave. They blocked off the entrance as I scream and shout, trying my best to push my way out with my pressured energy. I'm all alone. I always was. I feel weak. It feels like days that I've been here, but I have no way of telling time. I can't ask for help. As I shut my eyes, I know I wouldn't have done anything different, because my sisters can't stand up for herself, and if even willing to let them get away with hurting her, I won't let anyone hurt my family. They couldn't handle me on my own. That's why they got so many more to hurt me and throw me here. It's incredibly lonely. Who will stand up for me when I'm hurt? I suddenly hear the vibrations of the rock before me shattered. It's loud and thunderous, almost, but I feel relieved. Before me, I see Vanille and Melly. Alex is reaching out to me and hugging me. Marina and Vera also follow after her and grab me. Francine! Oh, you alright, Fran? Oh my gosh. I must have been so scary. Melly and Van join in. They'll grip me tighter. How long have I been here? I was ready to disappear, but I'm happy they found me. I'm fine. I smile, puffing my chest up. I don't like being alone, but when we all work together, we can always come together. We can always become something greater. That's something Mom and Dad don't know. Oh, the sword's now glowing here. The sword shines brightly next to the throne. Okay, Barra's next. Yep. Okay, save. Put that there. Loves all things materialistic and wishes to hug everything. She's the most emotional of the family, but will always be there to lend hand when asked. Voice echoes from the helmet. Can you take me home? I have to go back. Oh. Okay, let's see, where would it... I don't really see... I would assume like a full set of armor somewhere, but I don't see anything like that. So maybe the ship? Actually, maybe just right here. Actually, yeah, that's probably it. That's definitely it. It's... Oh, I'm pushing it sideways. Thank you. I'd like to know about Barra. Yeah, in a second. Look around a little more first. It doesn't look like there's anything else. Prim and proper. That's what I'm expected to be as a princess. The truth is, however, I'm anything but that. I love everything I can touch. If I can't touch it, I don't want it. I want to be covered in a mountain of lovely things. Marina always tells me that things that fall from the ocean are bad, and that they are here to warn us. If no one wants us the stuff that... If no one wants all the stuff that falls down, then I want it. I'll put it in a spot that no one else will get it, because it's bad for them, right? The funny thing is, despite all these beautiful items, my room still feels empty. The more it piles up, the more I begin to think, is anyone else notice how much no one wants us? Mom said she would always love us, but Dad likes Melly and Vanille the most, and Mom likes humans the most. I want to be hugged by Mom and Dad all. I want everyone to hug each other, but if I asked, I know they'd all tell me that I'm too old for those. I'm a princess and should be prim and proper. No need for any hugs. But the only thing that hugs me are all these items. It hugs me, but it's never enough. Drake swims in. Oh, Bera, how many more did you get this time? Just a bit. Drake sighs, picking up a candle holder. I'll take this one. No, I want that one. But you have so many of these. Yeah, but that one's my favorite. He grabs another one and sets the first one down. Then, I'll take this one. I reach out, grabbing it from him. Let me guess, they're all your favorite? Yes. So, don't touch them. Drake reaches out to me and hugs me. And you're my most favorite. I'm silent, but it eases me. I shut my eyes and curl up. I let the item go. And you're my most favorite too, so don't let me go. I won't. Maybe if Mom and Dad hugged me, and the world could hug everyone in it, then maybe these items wouldn't need to exist to make everyone feel loved. Aww. That one was kinda short, but it's also really good. Alexandra is next. I'm still looking out for the Easter eggs, and I haven't found anything. You should interact with the center one. We'll do that one last. You should interact with the center one. Well, awkward and shy most of the time. She dreams of flying in the sky. She's not very good at anything physical, but she loves writing and coming up with stories. Okay, so let's touch the center one. Woohoo! Flying is love, flying is life. What are these things? I can't really tell. Are these little butterflies? I love flying. Doesn't matter what you say, flying is awesome. Flying is so fun. Guess this is the edge. Yay! I'm flying high, like an angel. Do you believe in life after love of flying? Whee! Life is worth it if you can fly away. Yippee! Oh, and this is the edge too. Okay. I don't think I found anything here. Is this like all that's to this room, or? Oh. Oh. Okay. I'm not sure entirely what we're supposed to do, though. I guess? I'm actually not entirely sure. What do the side ones do? Do they... Yeah, they still only say interact with this center one. Oh, wait. Was it? I'm so excited. I did not see what that choice said. I can't wait to fly. Can't wait to fly. Can't wait to fly. Ooh. I think I might have screwed that up, maybe? Oh no. Uh-oh. Should interact with the left one. I do wanna... Yeah, just to see what that choice was. Let's fly. It was awesome, man. I was floating in water. Yeah, it was awesome. Okay. Flying was so much fun, wasn't it? Would you like to know more about Alex? I was born with an extra set of fins on my back. A lot of people in the city laughed about it, and I can't help but feel different. I don't like hearing how weird I am, or something I couldn't control. I never really got the chance to know about Mom. While I saw her for the first 3 years of my life, she barely spoke to me. Dad forgot I'm here most of the time. Even then, I still love my parents. Without them, I wouldn't be here. But to some degree, I also hate them for making me like this. I didn't ask to be born, or to be born with an extra set of fins. These people see me, and they call me a sea pig. Some even tug at it. I hate it every time, because that's not what I am. Only Granny is the one who talks to me and asks me if I'm okay. Granny is the only one that truly understands me. Did you know that there are entities out there with very large back fins like yours? Really? Where are they? It's believed they're in the skies above us. Humans call them angels, and they can fly anywhere in the world. So they're not fish. Unfortunately not. I feel a bit sad. It looks like I won't be able to become friends with those angels down here. Oh, but do you know? Granny hates the way her chest looks. What? But your chest is just fine. It's not what Granny wants. But Granny uses this clock to show that what's there is just fine, see? I smile, taking an extra fins and wrapping it just like how Granny does. Somehow, I like this. It feels confident as Granny, knowing I'm not the only one who does this. Now if you insult me, I'll insult the great Glenn as well. I want to be just like you, Granny. Granny chuckles. And so you shall be, with your extra fins. You can swim anywhere you like. Just look at those angels. Since then, No one has ever said anything about my extra fins, despite some strange-looking looks every once in a while. No one asks me much anymore, or even touches it. However, I still wonder why I have an extra set of fins. Phil says it's because the Sea Lord made it so he could kiss it. What a silly weirdo. I've dreamed of the day I swim to where the angels are and ask them to be my friends. Then Granny, Phil, and Mr. Snuggles and I can swim in the sky with them all across the world. Maybe we might even see Mom up there, where Granny says Mom is. She says my mom is out there still, even if she's no longer with us. I can't wait. Okay, what is this one though? I can't wait. Okay. Glenn is next. Okay, so surprised we haven't found any of the Easter eggs. I've been clicking on literally everything, hoping to find it. Uh-oh. I did not mean to enter that. Why are you even trying? What? Oh no. Oh no. No, I hope that didn't like lock me out of doing that. I just wanted to look around first. Oh, what is this? Oh. Is the magic circle not supposed to be there? Also, hi Zephyr. Oh. Okay, so I'm assuming you're supposed to do this first, right? Okay, I'll do this before going in there. Collect all 7 glass balls to reach the answer. I saw her red hair, almost the same curls. But she went by a different name. I don't remember the name, so I couldn't tell him even if I wanted to. Even then, he probably wouldn't believe me. But she was beautiful, as she always was. Always was graceful. Voice and even followed the same. The name of what he hates most. It's ironic, but also, knowing him, he'd let her do anything she wanted, as long as she was happy. Oh, okay. There's nothing I can do about it. I wish I could tell you what I wish I could tell you that you don't have to worry, but that's just not the case. Take this with you? Yep. Okay, so we got one. We got one. Let's... I foresaw everything, and yet you still ignored me. Yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. You can't do anything. Got a second one. Can't escape. Oh. Her life is miserable. Unfortunately, we cannot save every soul out there, but I hope she will be happy when she meets them. I feel like I'm probably gonna get lost in this place. Exciting. I can't wait to see it. True love. What an interesting way for them to come together and inspire others to become greater selves. Strength of her power are not as easily matched, but she provides power in other ways, which makes her fearsome in that regard. Perhaps this once I'll do something. I don't understand this one. It's nerve-wracking to hear him say it. I wish you would just listen to me this time. Okay, 3. I think it said 8. I think we're supposed to find 8 of them. Sleep sounds wonderful. I wonder if it'd be possible to dream. Oh, 7 of them. Okay. I wonder if it'd be possible to try a dream potion. So strong. I wonder where you'll go. Remember, did I go up into that area there? Let's go there just in case. Oh dear, precious things. I'm so sorry. How do I... There's probably a way this way. How exciting. I can't wait to... Actually, I think I was here. Yeah, this is where I came in at. Okay. So let's continue down then. Oh no, oh no, oh no. I gotta wait for it to move. Come on, come out. Okay, good. You can't escape. Look, we got 3. Every minute feels agonizing, but a vision can come at any time. Sometimes it's a day, it's a day, others a week, just whenever it wants to. And I'll never know when it will happen. Sometimes I'll never know who it's for either. If I could try, I would. It's gonna go out. She's a funny person, as I foresee her falling for a human as well. But the courtship will be hard. The ones she meets will do their best to reach her standards. Adorable. Despite the amount of hugs I give her, she never is satisfied. There's no infinite hug, unfortunately. She saw so much potential, but couldn't predict the future unlike me. Even then, I can tell he's a sweet boy from the start. Had she been more loving, he would have been perfect tool for her. But none of her feelings were true anyways, so it all worked out in our favor, his too. I know she isn't fond of it, but I already told her. She'll be great. I just know it. And we will be so shocked, yet pleased, and she will be stepping into his place. Even though it even though I'm told him countless times, I wonder if the poor child would have chosen to stay. It all leads to the same place, no matter what I do. Doesn't matter what you want, I'm going with you. Oh, okay, so we found 4. Okay, 3 more. He was very adamant about going. I wanted to stop him, but he never quite listened to me when it came to matters outside the kingdom. Every minute feels agonizing because the vision can. Oh, I think that's the one we read. Yeah, we read this one. That's ridiculous. Okay, now there's a bunch of paths that go out of here. And how do you get to that one? It looks like there's different paths that go. Oh, I guess they're dead ends, maybe? Well, that one wasn't. So what's your decision? Oh, I guess that was... Okay, we didn't find them all then. Okay, I don't think I went up here. The poor boy just wants a bit of freedom. I know she's incredibly powerful. Just because she's a princess doesn't mean she isn't capable of taking over your throne. You're so foolish to think that it won't take her under my fin. Okay, drive safe. I think that one was this way. I think that might be the way we went before. We'll try going here. Can't do anything. Does this look a little different? I know it will end the way it should, but it will be peaceful the way I always wanted it. As long as they are happy. Or maybe that sounds familiar. Maybe this isn't a new area. It's lonely. Actually, maybe it is. I don't remember this layout. shall we take... She will take over for me. I worry she will be scared and fear the future. So I will ease her into it slowly. After all, it's a job with much responsibility. It won't be long until outsiders return here. I know the perfect place to put all the corals. I had another one. I can see him crying. Does this mean he'll attain that eternal soul? Keep on dreaming, even if it breaks your heart. How awful. Okay, I think there might have been something up this way, so I'll check here first. He's kind and, well, incapable of fully expressing his desires. He will always try to do the right thing. He will become a good friend and a wonderful ally, however. I can see he has already chosen another, but that is not the one for me to say. Because there's an out that way. And poor baby, he's suffering so much. He won't tell me. Such a fool. I think this might have been... Oh, I went to a new place though. There he goes again, always insisting he's right. It's a secret. Oh, it's... I just can't wait to see it. Always going to fight without a plan. Why is she always like this? Time to clean up her mess again. Okay, we haven't found another one in a while. She's gotten pretty good at making those. If he saw, he'd be furious at her. As if I'd let that happen though. That's an out. This one up there. I can't do it today. It's just too much to handle right now. Oh no. No, it's in... Is this one not... Oh, I don't even think that one moves. Actually, it does. Maybe we can go around it? Let me see. Yeah, we can. Okay, good. Yes, okay, we found one. So now... 2 more. Aha! How do you get there, though? You're such a fool. I think this might be a place we've been. I know she isn't fond of it, but I already told her. She'll be great, I just know it. And he will be shocked yet pleased. And she will be stepping into his place. Even though I told him countless times, I wonder how the poor child would have chosen to stay. Maybe not. It's the same place. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, we've been here. Yeah, we went here before. Oh yeah. I was trying to figure out how to get there. I think I might have went up this one. No, I went up this one because this one didn't go anywhere, right? Yeah. So this is the one I went before. Come on. There. So we won't go up that one. I'll find another exit. Oh, we could use this one. You can't do anything. She'll find her match. Both headstrong and rather stubborn. But they will always listen to one another and do their challenges together. I love it for them. Okay, this was the area that we couldn't get to here. He will be happy when he sees he picked the perfect match. It may not be good now, but he'll come to see it was true. I forgot her name. I'm trying to remember it. Oh, just what was it again? I will save the ache in my room. There's one down there. Okay, one more. We have one more to find. When he saw her, he said she was like a goddess. The way those fins flew out was a sign for him to follow her and court her. He daydreamed endlessly of those beautiful fins. It's never left his mind. Okay. Maybe this is the way to go around it. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like there is. Yeah, nothing up here then. Did we do this one? I think we did. Don't look at right answer, it's wrong. Okay, that's the way we came in. Let's go. I think there's an exit over this way. Yeah, right there. We can't escape. He's kind of incapable of fully expressing. Yeah, this was an area we were before. Okay, which exit did I go out here though? Yeah, we went up that one. Let's try this one. Oh. So strong. I wonder where you'll go. Is this... Oh, no, we went here before. I remember this. Let's find a different exit from here then. I think this is where we came in first. Let's see, is there an exit up here? Okay, looks like it. Wait, this is where we just were. Yeah. Okay, maybe down then. Keep dreaming anything that breaks your heart. Let's go this one. There is no end. Oh, we just went out. That's not what we intended. Did we go down this one? Yeah, here it is. Oh, yeah, we were here. Let's see. There was one area, it was on the left of one of the areas, that we couldn't get into, so like, I'm assuming that might be, like, where the last one is. I have to figure out how to get there, though. Why are you even trying? Wish I could tell you that you don't have to worry, but that's not the case. Oh, this is back to the entrance. Yeah. Uh-oh. Okay, that last one's gonna be difficult to find. So I might need to take a small break very soon. Yeah, I'll be back soon. Okay, completely sorry about that. Just had to do a thing. Yeah, we were looking for the final one. I know Aqua made a guide for this maze, but I don't want to use it just yet. Just need to find one more though. So yeah, this was the area that I'm not sure how you get into. I don't. Like it's gonna be someplace though. It's gotta be someplace. And I'm assuming that's the one I'm assuming is the last one. Oh. Okay, we went out again. Yeah, we went down that one, I know that. I'm not sure if we went down these ones. Might have. Where is this? Have we been here before? Yeah. I don't think this is gonna take me back to that same spot, though. Yeah, no, it's not. Actually, well, I'm close by anyways. So that's good. Oh, this might be it. Yes! Okay, we found all 7. Now we can get out of here. I think down this way is an out. Oh, I guess not. Thought it would take me, like, out completely. Wait, where is this? Keep dreaming, even if it breaks your heart. Is this a new area? How awful. I don't recognize it. But maybe... No, I've been here. I remember this now. There's no end. We're gonna have to find the ending. Okay, we got out. Good. I'm gonna save before I do go in there. Oh, good timing. We also just found all 7 of them. My fortune teller, while she may seem distant, she loves her family. Out of choice, she doesn't tell her family about their futures. Yeah, it was mainly the last one. Um, it was, I don't know how to describe where it was, but it was on like the left, and you had to. It was in an area that you had to like come down, and like you had to find the place that the entrance that teleported you to this, and then you go down and get it. Would you like to know Glenn's story? Was it the first room? I didn't think it was the first room. I think it was the one, the walls were like dark, kind of dark and grassy, I think. Ever since I was born, I was able to tell the future. It's always been a curse for me, despite others telling me it is nothing but a blessing. Ever since I could remember, I knew specific things about my life, and sometimes the lives of others connected to me. My parents were nomadic. They loved venturing out in the ocean and selling wares thrown in from the surface, as well as creating new items with the scraps. Ah, okay. And then, from the moment I found a particular double sword, I'd, fi- I'd find my mate and become a queen. Despite always wanting to get rid of my features, I learned I could never get away from them. For example, I purposely hid double sword away in the most dangerous place so I could never have to become queen. I wanted to stay with my parents, but eventually a traveler came by, giving those swords to my parents, saying they found it but had no use for it. I'm upset, clearly. Dad, please throw those swords away. They're bad. Oh, hun, we'll sell them at the next stop. You can't let this go to waste. I love my parents so much. I like to explore and see what the world has to offer. But if I become queen, I won't be stuck in isolated somehow. I've seen it. It scares me. The next stop, we went during a strange celebration. My parents were excited since we had so much to sell. It must be good fortune. I don't agree. As long as these swords are in our possession, it'll be trapped. I'll be trapped. I'm nervous setting up the merchandise, and before I know it, I stumble to the ground. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. Are you okay? Something I'm kind of wondering about is how were her eyes? How did her eyes look when she was a kid? Because they're normally rainbow colored, but how does that work with her like special black eyes? I get picked up the same sees the fallen swords I've been worried about. Oh, cool. He reaches out and takes them. I've always wanted a pair like these. Ah, okay. So like they were never like a rainbow color, like even like the irises were always just red like that. I'll sell that'll be 100 shells. I'll tell my dad, wait here. He swims off with the pair, and my dad tries to call out to them to come back, but He's fast, but for some odd reason, my parents don't chase after him. I remain calm, would swim towards picking up the merchandise. At least those swords are gone, I think to myself. It isn't long before he really comes back with that I become uneasy. Seems like that man he brought back really was the king. Mom, I want to go explore. She shakes her head, saying, well, we'll go have fun in a bit. I need you to watch over the merchandise. This could be the last day with them, so I hug my mom really tight. But she pulls me off, laughing a bit. Lynn, are you okay? You're being so silly. I hug her once more, and she embraces me back this time. As we finish, good luck with that. Hopefully, you can get all those little minor issues fixed. Do you know, would the save file still be compatible with the updated version? Or would I just need to like restart with one of the characters? As we finished up our hug, I looked over at Dad, and the king nodded to my dad, smiling and laughed as I saw them trade. The grin on the Merce swinging swords around didn't ease me. Okay. Also, I'm noticing. Oh, okay. So, the way it's supposed to work is you do the maze, you get all the things, and then the maze, like, there's parts of the maze where it teleports you to that room. Then you see the story, and then when you leave, you can come back through that little circle. That makes sense. Yeah, but yeah, it's kind of funny. God, I'm blanking on his name. What's the grandfather's name? I knew it before, but I'm kind of blanking on it. Yeah, Liam. Liam, that's his dad, right? I don't think I've ever seen, you draw merfolk that big. Like he's big. Despite that, the energetic Khmer noticed my uncanny demeanor. Without a warning, he approached me. Hey, why are your eyes always closed? I'm stiff and unresponsive. Are you still able to see even though they are shut? Yeah, they kind of do. And then Ven is also smaller than him. I only respond in silence, but he grabs me. I bet you can tell the future, huh? I gasp, dropping the merchandise in my hand. My parents turn over to me despite seeming to have a wonderful conversation with the king, and swim over. The king looks confused. Please don't ask our Pearl anything like that. If you'd like buy anything else, we'd be happy to help you. The king laughed, grabbing the strange boy by the shoulder. Come on, Liam. You got what you wanted, right? Let's continue with the ceremony. The mermaid Liam stared at me a bit longer before pointing to me. I want them. My parents gasped, and I panicked. The king smiled, pulling Liam aside as he waved me to come over. But no matter what, future is true. No matter what I tried to do. And now, I sit and stare into the mirror. I tilt my head. It's funny how much I know, but I'll never know how or when it'll happen, whether I meddle or not, or I don't. The future is true. Even if I were to tell my dear Cyril I love him, he will always resent me. Even if I tell my dear Vanille not never leave, he will do so, or without my input. Even if I trained my dear Melly to be strong, she's the one that works for it and becomes the king anyway, because that's her future. I love my family, but I know all their fates, and it hurts that I can't change anything, whether I tell them or not, whether I do something or not. The results remain the same. A blessing and a curse, all the same. Granny has it rough, huh? Always knowing but never changing. Well, I think that's the first time they've made a comment on the stories. I don't think these pearls were here before either. Oh, do they? I didn't. Uh-oh. I didn't mean to go in there. I don't remember them speaking. Yeah, it was this one, right? No, forgot what just happened. What? Okay, that's different. Was that what his comment on it was? Oh, okay. Let's see. What was it that... Oh, this... You can see yourself. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. They just bark at people across the street. Nothing really major. This was her object, right? I think it was. Francine has always been quick-tempered. However, I admire her ability to say things as they are. 1 second. However, I admire her ability to say things as they are. Not many people will do so in most situations. All these years I've wanted to tell Dad off so bad. Vera? Vera's room is filled with so many things. The least she can do is make it look organized. We can barely swim through all this junk. Oh, she doesn't? What? I'm gonna... Yeah, I think I'll actually... I think this is... no. Can you stop going into here? Yeah, I think those two are the only ones I have left so far. We saw it too. Cyril, Glenn. Do you wish to learn? Yes. Wait, I don't think I looked at Glenn's profile. One sec. I don't think I looked at it. It's in... Yeah, it's in here. Let me save before touching it. Oh. A fortune teller, well, she may seem distant. She loves her family. Out of choice, she doesn't tell her family. Oh, yeah, wait, yeah, I did read that. Uh-oh. I broke it. One second. Good thing I saved before. Yeah, I remember reading that one. Okay, enough. I think I remember when you were making this one, and it's a boss fight. I do remember that. He may not be the best at showing his love, but his messages may seem mixed at times, but he truly does care. I still have not found, like, where you hid the change. Yeah, I think... Go on, fight. Yeah, I have to switch to Cyril. Go on, fight. Okay. But yeah, I think you've hidden the Easter eggs pretty good, because I don't think I've found them yet. Like, I don't think I have. Go on, fight. Okay, how do I activate it? You're weak. You're stupid. You're pathetic. You'll never amount to anything. Okay, that's good to know. So, I guess before like end the game, I should look around the areas again. Go on, fight. How do I... There. I think that did it. Ooh. Let's put that there. You're about to go into a battle. Would you like to... yes. Okay, so You're up close to enemy. Press D to equip different projectile skill. An S shoot. One second. Because I'm using controller and I have everything mapped to the normal controls. I don't think I have these. Maybe it might not be worth to remap. So let's see. Just have to reach over my mic and click the keys. I don't know, that would, that's gonna be a little difficult. Yeah, maybe I should just remap. One sec. Okay, so A is when you're up close. What do I want to map that to? I'll try square. A. And D to equip. And put that to triangle. And then left bumper can be shoot. Okay. Okay, I think that's gonna be good. Well, it's perfectly fine to attack directly. It could result in a fatal blow, so be careful. Use the magic circles to heal and or recover your MP and okay. You're about to go into battle. Do you like... Oh, I think we just did that. Oh, whoa. You're worthless, you'll never be able to keep up. No. When I tried doing that the other time, I think the first time I just died right away. And try that though. Oh. Okay, got it. Do you wish to know more about me? Also, Akro, did you also fix, so there, in Glenn's story, whenever she says, shoulder, the shoulder was cut off on the, on the text box. I don't know if you saw that one. You're so stupid. I know. You can't do anything right. I know. So then why? My father was always distant. You're doing it wrong. He'd shout. He'd strike the pearl. He'd strike the pearl again. What do I do again? Just watch. And he'd do it again. I've been observing for the night time. I'd be silent and he'd muttered under his breath that I was stupid over and over again. Swimming away, he yelled, "Take a break." If I didn't understand it the first time, don't you think you should switch it up a bit? Repeating it over and over again won't help. Then I finally learned, and then it was my turn to teach. I'll tell them everything they need to know. Today is the day of my calling ceremony. I don't have the thought of picking someone I barely know. Don't worry, I'm sure you'll find the one you love out there. Let me figure it out myself. Mother always smiled at everything, but never once checked in on me. She always just states things instead of asking how I'm doing. Even then, I pretend like I'm okay when I just want to prove to my father I'm not stupid. As the ceremony begins, I find everything pointless and nosy. The music that plays grates my ears, and the chit-chat amongst the others are pointless and lackluster. No one or anything is good. I can see him flexing and laughing with Mother beside him. The two are happy, but I'm miserable and find no joy in my own existence. However, I feel like I'm little. There's nothing in my life worth living for. While waiting through the crowd, out of the corner of my eye, I noticed a brown-haired Mer trying to pull her arms away from a couple tugging at her. In that instant, that urge to fight became stronger, and I swam in, pulling her away from the couple. I glared at them, and they soon became frightened. Not just them, but everyone else who happened to witness the commotion. She whispered, turned away, and swam off. The couple stuttered, pointing to her, and frantically muttered, She's being ungrateful. Please leave her to us." The couple immediately tried to swim after her, but I pulled them back. She's getting away. Let's go. I tugged them over to me. My glare never once turned off. Honestly, same though. Acro. That's why with most of my characters, I just make them queer. Because leave her to me. They nod hesitantly and I swim after her. It isn't long for me to catch up to her and she settles down into a corner. I follow and see that she's distraught. I don't understand, but for some reason she seems as though she's as miserable as I am. As I approach, she chokes out. I'm not going back. She huffs, covering her face with her arm and curls up. I'm never going back, so leave me alone. Okay. And so I sat next to her, watching everyone amongst us mingle. After a while, expectingly, she softly laughs, covering her face. I want to become an anthropologist. My parents obviously hate the idea, but it makes me happy. I nod. Eventually, everything you work for will come to you. She smiles. It's warm. I like that smile. She whispers, when I leave, I'll always remember your kind words. Despite her wanting to leave, I wanted her to stay. I remember the witch challenged my father to a duel. A letter was sent to him, threatening that if he didn't go, the witch would invade our kingdom. My father never picked up unnecessary threats or battles, but for some odd reason, I remember him mulling over the letter as if he had something to owe. He was always the type to puff his chest up, as if nothing was wrong, even wrong when eyes were on him. But deep down, I knew just how incapable he was when he felt cornered. He was always at the mercy of someone else, and never killed anyone nor anything despite the situation. Even now, he's awful at pretending he's not bothered in the least. Mother grabbed him as he was about to swim off. Is this where he dies? I need to resolve this, but you shouldn't. It isn't worth it. It's rare to see Mother so protective in trying to stop him, nor anyone for anything. My dad hesitantly pulls his arm away, waving a bit. I'll be back, don't worry. With that, he swam off. Liam. My mother shouted at my dad as my dad swam off. Before he would wave and yet no goodbye. He took no one, and yet my mother turned to me. We're going after him. But he said he'd be quick. Cyril, we need to be there. It may be our last time seeing him. I stared at her, not quite understanding the weight of her words. I shook my head. If he wanted something to go, he would have taken someone. Mother huffed. Father was so smart, so he would have known. He would have known what to do, and no matter what, right? Right. You stay here. You stay here and protect the castle. I'll go after him. She swam off in the same direction as my father. I stayed here with my mate and Pearls. But an invitation came during their absence. Gwen, Melly, and Marino were out in the city. I could hear Gwen using her distress call. I wanted to help, but there were too many witches in the castle. I hadn't mastered skill incarnation just yet. I didn't really master anything other than my pressure energy. I did nothing but push them away with it. But there's too many. All the knights are knocked out and foaming. I can't do it all by myself. It's not long before they grabbed me. My body is severely, severely diminished from using too much of my energy. I'm huffing. Okay. So, where are the eternal corals? Show us and we'll spare you. So yeah, the witches, the witches came and got a bunch of the coral here. Come on, we don't have all day. I'll stay quiet and they beat me down. Don't kill him. We need to know where they are. No problem. I can't do it. I can't do anything. You're so stupid. I know. You can't do anything right. I know. So then why? Why can't you just kill them? You dare swim off to peace talk? You should have killed them. Then they wouldn't be here right now. Oh, that makes sense. Was the one that happens in the story, was that the third one, or did they try other times between then? It's because he can't see what I see. I'll prove to you I'm not as stupid as I seem. The sand rumbled as the water separated its waves. A strong divide of the sea, something that even my father can't produce, ripped open the castle and crumpled upon the scrambling witches. I'll kill anyone who stands in my way. I barely take even a step yet. The witches are already running. You all piss me off. I'll kill you. I'll kill every last one of you. Even my own father, if he gets in the way. As long as you all die, that's all that matters. Okay, so was the one in the story not considered a great harvest? Because I don't remember there being many. Like, I remember they had a bunch of like fish nights. I don't remember there being too many witches. Were there? Actually, I don't remember. I honestly should probably just read the comic. It's been a little while. Before I knew it, all I remembered was opening my eyes and feeling weak. I can't remember ever feeling this weak in my life until now. But all I would see after taking a moment to get up, okay. To get by it, I see debris, the bodies of the dead witches, and my father slowly turning into sea foam, with my mother holding him close. My eyes widened and I reached out. Father slapped my hands away weakly. I can hear something cracking. He mumbled winced in sudden movements of his hand. Also, I probably will reread it around the time like season 2 comes out. I think that would be a good time, like so it's all fresh in my memory when the new chapters come. He mumbled winced in sudden movements of his hand. You're finally out of it, dumbass. I can't understand. All of what? All I remember was dividing the sea. But I stayed quiet, shaking as I could hear an even louder crack as my father was rapidly turning into foam. It takes sheer strength to listen to others. I don't understand. Why the hell are you trying to sound tough for? You're literally dying right now. You don't understand. You won't understand until you let it go. My father smirked weakly, and my mother was holding him close, more than I ever seen her do. Liam, please, I love you so much. He disappeared. His crackling pearl fell into my mother's hands. I didn't understand it then, but my mother refused to speak to me for a few months. Eventually, she told me that father had managed to stop me. I hurt him. Oh. It was me that killed him. Okay. Okay, so it wasn't the witches, it was him. I wanted to prove him wrong, but everything, that was my true feelings. But she told me that what stopped me was when he told me that he loved me. She told me that he just wanted me to do better than him. I don't know. Is telling someone you're an idiot all the time really the way to go about it? Is refusing to explain really helpful? And even my mother refused to talk to me the entire time after his death. I don't know what to really believe. I didn't see it. I don't remember a single thing about it. He says I won't understand if I don't let go, but that's not true. I know I can only grow from always remembering. I will show you, Father. Show you the proper way of doing things around here. I won't let you let your weak ways of letting go be taught here. We will stand strong. Do you know, do you remember like, when exactly it cut off? Like, was it on this line or the line before? Because it I hate when, like, important storylines get cut off because of the connection issues. That sucks then. Well. Well, hopefully it doesn't do that again. We're almost done too. I think. Yeah, I might have to end it here and come back another time to finish this off. The only thing is, can I relook at Cyril's story after like I finish it once, or is it only a one-time thing? Okay, so I'll have to just. Oh, is it? I thought I had the option to look. Okay, maybe I'm wrong then. I thought I did see an option to relook at some of them. Okay, so what I'll probably do is next time I'll like reload my save and then redo the fight and then like go back into this. Or actually, did I save after the fight? I don't remember. I might have. But yeah, we'll just do the story and get back to this point for next stream. But yeah, thanks for watching, and also thank you for making this game and also the comic. It's really good. I really enjoy it. Yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.